Joining us today is Rod Peterson, known as the voice of the Riders. But today, Rod, we're actually going to be talking hockey. Thank you for joining us today.
Stacey, thanks for getting a hold of me. I appreciate it.
Well, we want to talk about this new book that's out on the SJHL history that you have basically compiled stories of and are responsible for. Tell me how the idea came about.
Very simply, the president of the SJHL, Bill Chow, 2 years ago asked if I would write a book on the history of the SJHL. And the reason it just dawned on him that 2018 was the 50-year history. That was 2016 at the time. And he happened to be in a bookstore in Saskatoon, looked down and saw my Rider book on the shelf. And he goes, "There's the guy to write it." And I've known Bill for 25 years. So he asked if I would do it. I jumped at the opportunity. I did realize really quickly, though, that I didn't have time, because I am a busy guy, to write the whole book. So the cool part is I have all these friends across the province in the SJHL, some MJHL, AJHL, including our good friend Greg Buchanan. They wrote the articles on the 12 current SJHL teams, the defunct and relocated teams, and I pulled it all together with color photos of all the arenas. And I think the special part of this is there's a commemorative section on the Humboldt Broncos, all 29 people that were on that bus on April the 6th. There's bios and color photos of all of them too, which were all approved by the Broncos families. So that's become a real special part of it.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, Rod, when you think about it. I mean, it's such a tragedy, but to be able to kind of commemorate it in this book, how long did that take you, and how did you approach something like that?
The Humboldt portion?
Yes.
Well, when the crash happened that night, I mean, I had been working on the book for about a year at that time, and I thought that we're probably going to scrap this. And when the time is right, I got a hold of Bill Chow, and I said, "Bill, are we continuing with this, or are we done?" And he goes, "Not only are we continuing it, but it's going to include a commemorative section on the Broncos. This is what I want." And then I contacted a friend in Humboldt by the name of Clark Stork. He's a former voice of the Broncos. He knew all those kids. And, of course, the bus driver, Glenn, and the therapist, Dana, the coaches. He did the bios on everybody. And as tough as it was, and it was tough for him to get through it, he did it, and it was actually... it helped him and his grieving with the Humboldt Broncos too. So, and we're doing special commemorative issues for the families themselves. So it's tough for me to even talk about it now. And when you get into that portion of the book, Stacey, it's not the most uplifting thing in the world, but it is our way of honoring them, remembering them. Believe me, obviously there's tributes all over Humboldt, but people continue to want to do their part. And the charitable aspect of this book is that all proceeds go to the SJHL and the SJHL Assistance Fund, which is helping those that are struggling with mental health issues related to the crash. So that's the real nice part of this book.
So this project overall, Rod, how long did it take you to kind of get everything together?
I want to say it was spring of 2016 that Bill said, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I said, when do you want it launched? And he said, probably September 2018, the start of our 50th season. And that seemed like a long time away. And then in the end, we were actually, the Humboldt portion pushed things back. And there's little things that pop up. I mean, Labor Day weekend of this year, thought we were ready to go to print. And I'm like, I forgot about the Minot Top Guns. How do I forget about Minot? But I was just thinking of teams in our province of Saskatchewan. I wasn't thinking outside the province, so I had to hire somebody to write the Minot Top Guns and Americans chapter, get a photo of their arena. But we pulled it off, and I can pretty confidently say I don't think we missed anything in the book, Stacey.
Okay, and Rod, if people want to get this book, how do they go about ordering it?
The SJHL website is real simple, shop.sjhl.ca. All SJHL arenas, unfortunately Lloydminster is no longer one, but all the current SJHL arenas and team offices have them. And I've got a book signing in Saskatoon if anybody can make it down this Saturday at Famoso Restaurant on 8th Street, noon to 3. I'd love to sign it for anybody from the Lloydminster area.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Rod. I really appreciate it. And, Greg has mentioned a lot about the book and the stories and just a really great venture. So congratulations. And we will tell anybody in the Saskatoon to come and see you on Saturday.
Thank you. I'm so happy that Bucky was a part of it. Yeah, thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.